The Hyperion or the Terminator. To be honest guys, these two weapons are really just both endgame weapons, and you can practically use either of them to actually progress into the game. And today I'm going to be answering which one, the Hyperion or the Terminator. And before we actually get into the video, I just wanted to say I've kept timestamps in today's video, so if you guys wanted to go forward or go back, feel free to with the timestamps. But without further ado, let's get actually into it. Okay, so let's answer the first question, the price. Let's look at both the price of the items and see which one is cheaper. That'll answer our first question. Okay guys, the price of an actual good Terminator right now, like Hasty and all of this good stuff, is going for 770 million coins, and that's actually pretty cheap considering this Terminator is actually pretty good. But now let's check out to the Hyperion prices. Guys, the lowest Hyperion price is actually going for 2 billion coins, so you guys can see Hyperions are much more expensive than the Terminator. Look at this dude, 2 billion coins for a maxed out one, and the Terminator is only 770 million coins. Okay, the Terminator was much more cheaper than the Hyperion, so the Terminator gets a check mark. But now let's move on to the requirements of each weapon and see which one is harder to get. I'm actually going to be keeping the requirements on screen right now. So basically, Terminator requires Enderman Slayer 7 with the Terminator bow, and Hyperion requires Floor 7 completion. Obviously now you can see Floor 7 completion is much more simple than unlocking Enderman Slayer 7. Floor 7 completion takes around a few weeks if you actually really wanted to get it super fast, and Enderman Slayer 7 takes around a few months to get, because Enderman Slayer 7 requires almost 100,000 Enderman Slayer XP, and in my opinion that is really hard to get and it's going to take you a while. So that's why for this section Hyperion wins the requirements. Also, another thing I just wanted to add, guys, is that, by the way, the Terminator also divides your crit chance into 4. So that's another reason why it's not good, is because the Terminator divides your crit chance into 4. So if you wanted actually in dungeons to deal have 100 crit chance with Term, you would need almost 400 crit chance in dungeons. Obviously, 400 crit chance outside of dungeons is practically impossible to get, so you're probably not going to get 100 crit chance with Term outside of dungeons. But in dungeons, you are probably going to get that. And let me just list some reasons how you can actually get this really quickly. Okay, so the first thing is that, first of all, you could apply the Hasty or Precise Reforge to your Terminator, giving you almost 20 to 30 crit chance more. You could also apply the crit chance enrichment to your talismans, which makes your talismans give you much more crit chance. Another thing you could actually do is you could actually get power stones, and that give you crit chance too. Get 9 of them and apply them, and that could be your power stone for your talismans. Those are 3 ways to actually get some good crit chance in dungeons and outside of dungeons while using the Term. But now let's talk about its uses for each weapon. One of the main uses of the Terminator is actually being able to do dungeons. As you guys can see here, Terminator is actually really useful for Master Mode Catacombs. In general, Terminator is just useful for any catacombs. Why is the Terminator useful for any catacombs? Well, first of all, Terminator gives you bonus attack speed too, on top of that, which means that if with the bonus attack speed you can click faster. On top of that, it shoots arrows. On top of that, it can damage Endermen, and really, it deals much more damage than a Hyperion could. So, obviously, right here you have almost 3 to 4 good, really solid reasons why it would be better for Master Mode. Also with Hyperion just doesn't deal enough damage for Master Mode Catacombs. That is why Terminator is actually pretty good for Master Mode Catacombs. To be honest with you guys, Terminator is just really good for dungeons, and Hyperion is really just good for outside of dungeons. Hyperion is good for Slayers, Zealot grinding, and practically anything else outside of dungeons, as in grinding ghosts, probably doing the glaciite or glaciite, whatever you call it, mining, killing those things in the dwarven mines. It's good for, like, as I said, zealot grinding, and it's also good for like Diana and all of that stuff. Hyperion is very useful for outside of dungeons. And Terminator is super duper useful for inside of dungeons, since the Terminator, as I said before, can shoot 3 arrows, it gives you bonus attack speed, and in my opinion, it does much more damage than Hyperion inside of Master Mode Catacombs. This is why Terminator is better inside of dungeons, worse outside, and Hyperion is better outside and worse inside of dungeons. Finally, to end today's video, I have come to a decision. The better weapon that you should get first before Terminator or Hype is gonna be the Hyperion. Now, why? What is my reasoning? Well, my reasoning is there is much more stuff to do outside of dungeons than inside of dungeons. On top of that, Hyperion is still good for regular dungeons, just not for Master Mode Catacombs. And you're going to be doing Master Mode Catacombs once you reach real endgame stages. And it's not going to be that useful for you before, so that's why I would actually say to get the Hyperion. Now, obviously, in the end, it does come down to your opinion, whatever you want. If you disagree with me, then it's fine. Just get whatever you want, man. It's your profile. It's your choice. It's whichever you want to get. But I would just recommend getting the Hyperion, and that is my opinion. Everyone has their own opinions, and I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, because if you did, you probably did, because you made it this far into the video. And while you're still watching, if you guys don't mind hitting that subscribe button, like button, and the bell, it really helps me out, and it would mean so much. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.